So I was just really curious, how is this going to perform with just the two stock fans? Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today on this episode of Newegg Now, I'm going to be checking out the NZXT H510 Compact Mid-Tower ATX case. I did purchase this product myself, and any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. Shout out to Newegg for sponsoring today's video, and I really appreciate their support here on the channel. So, with that being said, if you're interested in this product, you can go ahead and click the link in the video description below. It'll take you right to the different color options we have for this. We have black with a red stripe, and we have white. I picked the white color. You can see the nice retail box and packaging right here. Very basic, but it looks great. I love the design elements we have of the case itself. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the package contents. Here are all the package contents. First up, you can see we have our user guide and manual right here for our case. So let's expand it out. There's a lot that we can see on this guide right here. So check that out. Walking us through all the packaged contents and all the case components so you can see that. Check that out. Pretty cool. And then we have our clearance and specs right there. Then we can flip it over and we can learn more about this case. So you can see our cable connectors, our buttons and I/O, panel removal, cable management systems, motherboard installation, power supply installation, expansion card installation, hard drive installation. You guys get the idea. SSD, DIY liquid cooler support. Then we have fan and radiator support, and we have more tech specs for you with this guide. And then you also have a nice breakdown of the accessories in the box. So let's go ahead, let's look at those in more detail right now. So here they are. You can see all the different screws clearly marked and labeled for us. Then we have a splitter cable right here, so you can see that. We have our audio mic and headphone jack splitter as well. Then we have some zip ties. And last but not least, we have the case itself, again with the white and black color scheme and the tempered glass. Now let's go ahead, let's look at that in more detail. Here's the top of the case. Check it out. You can see our one exhaust fan followed by our power button. And you can see USB Type A, USB Type C, and we have our audio jack right here for headphones and our microphone with the included splitter. Here it is from the back side. Check it out. You can see we have our rear fan exhaust, our motherboard I/O port. You can see all of our different PCIe expansion options right here. And we have our power supply spot at the bottom. Here it is from the bottom. You can see we got our 4 legs right here, and we have a removable filter. We also have another filter we can remove as well right here. That's a lot smaller. Here it is from the front. You can see it's very basic. We just have a white finish with NZXT's logo. Here it is from the right side. You can see we have a couple of ventilation holes and slots right here, but everything else is just your solid white panel. Here it is from the left side. You can see majority of this panel is tempered glass that is removable. Be sure to handle with care. Now let's take both panels off and look at the case. Now you can see the inside with the tempered glass panel removed. So we have our 2 exhaust fans up here. There are no other additional included fans with this case. You can see our standoff brackets for our motherboard, NZXT's logo and branding. I really like the black and white color scheme. You can see some more of their logo and branding right here. So check that out on the inside. Now let's go ahead, let's flip it over to the back side. So here we go. Here's the back side. You can see the start of the cable management for us. And we have everything routed and coming in right here. That's waiting to be connected to the motherboard once we get it installed. And then you can see we got some Velcro cable ties and straps right there for us to use. We have some hard drive mounting options on the back and down here in the bottom. And then we have plenty of tie down points that you can use to route your cables as needed with the included zip ties. So here it is standing up. You can see without the panel installed on the front. And then now you can see it on the back side standing up without the panel as well. So everything looks good. Only observation right away is it's only got 2 fans. It's a little bit discouraging. It'd be nice to have a 3rd fan right here for some more airflow. And with this design, I can see that there's just not a lot of breathability from the front side. We will get some back here because that's where the panel has all those holes drilled, and we'll have that option from the bottom too to have some air come in. But definitely not a bad idea if you want to cram this case full of some additional fans and cooling for your build. So here's our finished build. You can check it out in our NZXT case to see how everything looks. Plenty of room for cable management and to add additional features or upgrades in the future. Now let's look at it from the backside. Here it is from the backside. You can see all of our cable management right here. You can get really gung-ho with this case and how you want to manage everything. You could do a bunch of zip ties. You could do some Velcro straps. What I like about this build is they kind of have these predetermined channels for you to run all of your cables through. Plenty of space at the bottom too for your power supply and any additional cables you may have to store and tuck away. But you can see everything worked great. There's plenty of room in this case for different types of builds, depending on if you're gonna have a bunch of fans, fan hubs, anything along those lines. You should be able to do it just fine with the room that you have in this case. We got our hard drive bays down there where I tucked our extra SATA cables into. Love having this slot right here just to easily manage the cables. At the top, I did notice, I went ahead, I installed the motherboard, then I put the power supply in, and it did take me a second or two to push our CPU power cable in place. It'd be nice just to have a little bit more room up there on the top. And then on the front side, you can see we have our GPU power cable coming right through, the nice cutout, very clean, happy with it. Actually, in regards to cable management, I might consider actually moving that and routing that through up here as well, and then connecting back in. But I really like that we have that option, very simple and nice. And we have plenty of space at the bottom here to get all of our connectors in as well. So a lot of workable room, but also plenty of room for future expansion. So now you can see I got the panels put back on, and we're monitoring some temperatures right now because one of my biggest concerns with this case is the fact that it only comes with 2 fans. We have both of our exhaust fans, one out the back and one out the top. But as we pointed out earlier, we do have some airflow intakes on the back side panel and underneath. So I was just really curious, how is this going to perform with just the 2 stock fans? Now, obviously we have our CPU cooler in there, and we have a triple fan setup with our RTX 3060. So I'm optimistic that it's going to be fine. Right now, you can see as we're just idling on the screen, you can see our temperatures between 30 and 40 degrees Celsius, just idling along. So that's what it's doing. It's not under load or anything like that. Now let's go ahead, let's put it under load while doing some benchmarking and see what sort of temperature readouts we get. So I had to complete a Cinebench test, and now I have it running a second time through so you guys can see some of the results right here in the temperature and how everything's increasing. So check it out. That's our CPU at 100%. It's been going on for a couple of minutes now. You can see the results that we're getting with the temperature. Overall, everything still seems a little bit better than I was anticipating given the environment here. We finally got some warm air exhausting out here, not just, room temperature air anymore coming out of the PC fans. But you can see the results with our CPU under 100% load. We're showing 81 degrees Celsius for our CPU core temp, and then we're showing 53 degrees Celsius for our CPU socket temperature. So let me share my final thoughts in regards to this NZXT case. Overall, I'm very pleased with it. I had a great build, super enjoyable, no glaring defects, anything along those lines. I can even point out to you guys of what I would want to see improved in regards to like a space or form factor issue. So very pleased with it. I like the different color options we have. I think the Oreo one's the best, and the tempered glass is great. We can really see into our build, especially if you want to tech and geek this out with RGB lights. Now, my biggest concern was just how it's going to handle hot temperatures and breathe with the 2 included fans. So far, so good. I've not had any issues with the thermals, but it would be nice to have an additional fan included with this in the future, especially if you're not going to upgrade these yourself. Now, with that being said, it'd also be cool to have some RGB built into the fans, or maybe some RGB lights included with this case. And the last thing I want to say is I'd always like to have more USB ports at the top front I/O. It'd be great to have at least one more additional USB type A port. And I would like to have some wireless charging built up here. Now I know with those features, that's kind of just David's wish list. That could increase the product price point. So they're definitely straddling, where you want to offer a certain price and a certain amount of features. And I think they do a good job with this case. If you're on a budget, but you still want something that looks clean, looks good, has great space for you to route your cables with a really well thought out design. Maybe you want to mount some liquid cooling options as well too. This is definitely gonna be a case that you're gonna want to check out. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget, new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.